Welcome to the Battleground 2014 results. I gotta tell you, I was hoping that this pay-per-view would turn out good because Money in the Bank let me down in many ways, but tonight I can safely say Battlegrounds was a success, at least for some matches. Let's start first with the pre-shows. I'm not even gonna get into these matches much, just gonna talk about just basically the summary, sum it up the whole thing. Adam Rose defeated Fandango. Cameron defeated Naomi. Not much to talk about those matches. They just didn't interest me at all. The opening of the show, I gotta tell you, I love how they started the whole thing off. It was the Usos defending their tag team titles against the Wyatts, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team titles. This, without question, I think this was the match of the night. The fans certainly got into this match and they were chanting for the Usos, for the Wyatts. I was for the Usos, and I was glad that how well they were able to retain their tag team titles, especially how close this came. The Wyatts got the first fall, the Usos got the second, and it almost came close back and forth between these two teams. The Usos doing their high flying move, Luke Harper flying around. This was awesome. This was an awesome match. I mean, they kicked out of all their finishers, especially the Usos, how they hit the Superfly Splash, but it didn't put the Wyatts away. The Wyatts hit their finishers, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, this was an awesome match. In the end, it took two Superfly Splashes from the top rope. Both the Usos were on top. They jumped off the same time, and he landed on Luke Harper, and they got the win. 1, 2, 3. Usos retain, and they're still the tag team champions. And I'm very happy how well this match went, with these guys keeping the titles and always having an awesome match. I enjoy watching that. All right, next match. Sorry, I have to check my phone because it's been a crazy night. Oh, here we go. It was AJ Lee defending her title against Paige. A good match. I enjoyed this, and I think the fans enjoyed it as well. They were both chanting for AJ, both for Paige. Both women, locking in their submission holds. Well, AJ locked in her submission hold. Paige was trying to lock in her hold, but AJ kept getting out of it. And, she hit her finisher, but AJ kicked out. I thought she was going to win the title, but it was not to be. In the end, AJ hit the Shining Wizard and retained her championship. Paige, looked like she was sad but happy for AJ. I don't know what kind of direction they're going to go with this, but I hope Paige gets the title back, and I hope she faces AJ at SummerSlam. These two have got to face off at SummerSlam. It has to happen. I hope it happens, and I hope they have a good match at SummerSlam. Next match was Jack Swagger versus Rusev. This, I was not surprised how it turned out, because if they continue this rivalry between these two, it's going to happen again at SummerSlam. So I was not surprised that Rusev won, or at least won by countout. And after the match, he attacked Jack Swagger, who was unconscious. So I have no doubt they're going to have these two guys fight off again and have another match at SummerSlam, where probably will be a submission match. Could happen, and by then Jack Swagger will defeat Rusev, because they can't keep having him win matches at pay-per-views and remain undefeated. They have to have him at least lose to Jack Swagger. Especially if it's to get the fans get behind Jack Swagger and push him. So yeah, this was not a bad match. It's just the ending was not surprised how it ended. So hopefully at SummerSlam they continue the rivalry. Seth Rollins was supposed to face Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose attacked him from behind, and as a result, Triple H decided to kick him out of the arena. But as soon as Seth Rollins won the match by forfeit, he was leaving, going up to the back, but then Dean Ambrose came out, and these two guys just started brawling. Security came out to try to break these two guys, but they continued brawling. The fans were chanting, "Let them fight." So I have no doubt they're going to fight off again at SummerSlam. They're going to fight off, finish this rivalry once and for all at SummerSlam. So that's where I think it's going to happen. Seth Rollins decided to leave the arena since he knew he was not safe with Dean Ambrose around. But as he was leaving to the parking lot, Dean Ambrose was in the back of his car. He came out of the trunk, and he just started fighting Seth Rollins until Seth got in the car and just drove off. I guess he forgot his briefcase, or because he certainly left his suitcase and just drove off in his car. I don't think he had his Money in the Bank briefcase, but I guess we'll find out what happens tomorrow night and what happens at SummerSlam. But yeah, so I wish this match had happened, and it could have ended in a no contest. But this is the direction WWE went, and hopefully it continues on to SummerSlam. Next match. This one was actually my favorite. Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt. I was happy how well this match went. Chris Jericho putting over Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt having a great match with Jericho. And it was definitely a great match, and the fans certainly enjoyed it. I like how well these guys work together, especially how they countered each other's moves. You know, Jericho trying to lock in the walls of Jericho, Bray getting out of it, Bray, you know, going for that backseated senton, but Jericho moved out of the way. Jericho went for the lion salt. Bray Wyatt got out of the way. But in the end, Jericho hit the code breaker and won the match. This was a surprise to me because I thought Bray Wyatt was going to win, but instead Jericho won. So I guess they'll continue the rivalry at SummerSlam, maybe end it once and for all. And it would be probably a great match if they have no disqualification, no count out. But I don't know what kind of direction they're going to go with this, but hopefully they do have these guys face off at SummerSlam, and we'll see an awesome match between these two guys. Next is the Battle Royale for the Intercontinental Championship. Bad News Barrett came out in a sling. He gave us all bad news and announced that he doesn't matter who wins the title because he's going to get it back. Not going to tell you at least who got eliminated first and who got eliminated, so on and so forth. I'm going to tell you who were the final guys in this matchup. It was Sheamus, Ziggler, and The Miz, who was on the outside. Miz spent most of his time on the outside, so I kind of figured, yeah, he's going to win this match. He's going to win, obviously. Fans were certainly behind Ziggler. I was behind Ziggler. I really was hoping Ziggler was going to win this match. He eliminated Sheamus and came close to winning, but then as soon as he eliminated him, Miz came from behind, eliminated Ziggler as he's now the Intercontinental Champion. So I was disappointed that they decided to give the title back to The Miz, not Ziggler, who was on a roll. But hopefully Ziggler does get the title. I mean, I hope he gets the Intercontinental title and gets a push again. He certainly needs it. He and Dean Ambrose, Damien Sandow, both these guys need a push. Because seriously, I feel bad for Damien Sandow, and I'm disappointed how they've been treating him. Now we get to the main event. It was the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena versus Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus Kane. This was a good match. I think this is better than Money in the Bank. You know, Kane and Randy Orton working together obviously was not surprised there. John Cena and Roman Reigns, they kept confronting each other, but they never got to fight because Kane and Orton always broke it up. Kane and Orton eventually started fighting, and you know, almost came close to these guys trying to take out one another. But the thing about this match is that Roman Reigns was the one who really stole the show in this match. This really stole the match. He was dominating this match. He was taking out everybody. He was hitting the you know when someone's on the rope and Roman Reigns runs on the outside and jumps up, hitting a foot right to the face. He did that to Cena. He did that to Randy, who was on an announce table. He did that to Kane, and then he speared Randy Orton right through the barricade. And he was dumb. He hit a spear on Kane. I think he hit 3 spears on Kane and came close to winning. But in the end, John Cena won the match, and he is still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So I was disappointed that Cena won and nothing happened. Yeah, if anybody was expecting someone to come out in this match like Seth Rollins or Triple H or Brock Lesnar, who I assume was going to be here tonight, because I didn't see Paul Heyman out there. I didn't see Paul Heyman in the arena, so that was weird. So I was disappointed how they didn't have anybody come out for a surprise or something. I mean, hopefully we see something tomorrow night for Raw as we go to SummerSlam, as we're on the road for it. But, I mean, come on. Give us something, at least. I That's it, everybody. If you guys have a different opinion of what you thought about Battlegrounds, leave some comments below and let me hear your opinions of what you thought about this pay-per-view, and if you thought it was better than Money in the Bank, and what you're expecting for SummerSlam.